Welcome to today's videos. We're going to go through a full day of eating, 700 gram high carb days. We'll show you exactly what I eat to get as many carbohydrates in. I'm also going to fill this video full of muscle building tips. At the end, we're going to go through my 3 top tips for building as much muscle mass as possible whilst keeping lean. So plan for today, I've got meal number 1, breakfast coming up shortly. Then I will go to the dentist in Chelsea to get my teeth to look very nice and shiny, which I'll talk about when I get there. And it's currently 5:30 a.m. so it is my quote-unquote magic time for work. So every Friday morning I go through my finances and do that first thing, do all those spreadsheets, all that exciting stuff. So I'm gonna get this nailed, and then we're gonna go into breakfast meal 1. So we'll get this cracked out and done. Should take about 15 minutes. Excellent habit for anyone who has a business. Get your finances done every week so you know exactly where you're at. So I'll get this done, plow through, and then we're gonna see you at meal 1 in the kitchen. So anyone who wants to know what's not cool about the UK is the weather. Look how exciting that is. Okay, so today's high carb breakfast, we have got 1 egg, sunny side up, with 200 grams of egg whites. So the secret with this, what I like to do is I like to pan fry the egg and do the egg whites separately in another another pan. Then we have got cream of rice, it's 120 grams of that, and then I've got with about 100 grams of raspberries, not blueberries today, out of interest, and then grapefruit, easy peasy, grapefruit squeezy. Key to taking supplements is down the hatch in 1, 2. That was an epic fail. Okay, so we have now made the dentist. My teeth look very shiny and nice. And now we're enjoying the shit traffic that is London. You notice you're in a nice part of London, Chelsea, when there's Aston Martin in front of you. It's pretty cool. This is rather cocked up today's eating and also today's diary, because the dentist took 2 hours long, and I'm now massively behind on food, so there's gonna have to be a lot of eating to get done for the rest of the day, and I've got a tedious journey back to home from here as well. So let's get out of London. So that was one long ass drive. It's now time to get my pre-workout meal done, and then do a little bit of work for a bit, and then head to the gym and crush some chest, shoulders and triceps. Okay, so that was post-workout meal wrapped up very, very quickly. I had 110 grams of ground rice, 1 banana, 15 grams of honey, 100 grams of raspberries, and 1.5 scoops of the Muscle Nation cookies and cream whey isolate, which is legit. Now I'm going to write out my training session for today. So I pulled my pec a bit on my last session, so we're going to probably err on the side of caution a lot of today's training. And there's also been some new shoulder mobility bits and pieces I'm going to be adding in, because I struggle to depress my glenohumeral joint in my shoulder, which is why I'm getting shoulder problems. So we're going to get that done, and then I'm going to do some client check-ins, and then we're going to head over to the gym, get pre-workout in, and intra-workout carbs ready to rock and roll. So client check-ins wrapped up, so we're now going to train. So we've got intra-workout, we have got 75 grams, glad the date was on that, 75 grams of carbs in that, 20 grams of EEAs, 20 grams of glutamine, 5 grams of creatine, and we've got pre-workout in there, which is sour apple flavour with a lot of ice, and I haven't double scooped it this time because I got face itchings last time. So let's go crush some chest, and not get injured today at Physique.
Oh, actually quite big there. Incline bench weight was obviously pretty wank, but the goal of today's session was to go through it and not get injured. So anyone who hasn't seen the Ryan Crowley video tearing his pec blows there, which went viral, might be a reason why I'm slightly concerned about my pec injury doing incline bench. So dude here was kind enough to help spot me on the bench, so literally just did 80 kilos, really controlled for 3 reps. I'm trying to not abduct my elbows so much, so tuck my elbows in slightly more, to take a bit of strain off that pec. So another horizontal fibers here. So I've also added in 2 new shoulder mobility exercises thanks to Nick Goloff. One's like a W press, where I was coming up right here. The other is like it's almost like a row into like an external rotation. I actually found that it was a game changer. So my shoulder feels much more stable, my scapula, and also the overhead hip extensions, which I normally have issues with on the left side, didn't feel so bad. So that was highly productive. Now we head home, time to eat. It's concerning, I've eaten 2 meals, probably like 200 grams carbs, probably another 500 calories today. So it might be interesting to see if I actually manage to eat more today. So we may not. See what happens. So I'll probably head back now and then eat post-workout meal, probably go for a walk, do some work, and then continue the eating rampage. Okay, so post-training meal was taking an hour to get home, so I've necked 3 rice cakes and a ton of honey. So after training today, because we're well behind on food, I've got 150 grams of cream of rice with raspberries, so it's the milk chocolate flavour, 20 grams of honey, and then 1 packet of lime and coriander rice. You can see my hand is shaking. Get your magical barbecue sauce, which I got caught licking the bottle, and then a turkey breast from my lunchbox and some green veg, and then over there, which I forgot to shake, is 2 scoops of daily greens and muscle nation. So I'm gonna neck this, and then it's meal 3 at 5 o'clock, which is bad. So that was not protein pancakes for dinner, was it? So meal there, I had 250 grams of white jasmine rice. It's very dark up here. And then some banging chicken and cashew nut thing that my wife made that came into the kitchen and looked banging. So I was like, we're gonna have that. So that was around 80 grams of carbs, and then pre-bed, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna have the protein pancakes after that. I'm now going for another walk after eating because we have done very few steps today. So I was like 5,000 when I got back from the gym. So I've had to add in 2 short walks to try and get to the magic number of 11,000. Get this over and done with, then head back, then eat again, then sleep, and tomorrow's a new day. So that's a wrap. That was post-workout meal thoroughly enjoyed. Training sessions survived. We are now back in Casa de Johnson, which I have just been on a few more client check-ins. Obviously just had a post-workout meal, which you saw, and I just got back from doing a short walk of 15-20 minutes because I spent most of the day in the car. Reminds me of my old job. My teeth look very shiny as well. Can you notice how nice my teeth look from the dentist this morning? If you think my teeth look nice, comment below. So now we're going to get into something I mentioned earlier in this video. So I'm going to go through my top 3 muscle building tips. I am now 4.5 months into this growth phase, and I want to talk through the 3 main things I'd say you need to focus on to maximise muscle building and minimise fat gain and to maximise your progress. So number 1 is actually having a plan. So I have a strategic workout plan, which I'll show you, aka the Book of Gains. So very patriotic British flags. I'm actually only that far through it. So I have my session mapped out every time. I know exactly what I'm going in there to do. And guess what? I've been repeating the same 2 rotations of training sessions for the last 4.5 months. The only thing that's changed, I have swapped. I haven't really changed anything, to be fair. The only thing I am about to change, I'm taking out hack squat, and I'm going to be adding in a front squat because I've had issues with my femoral nerve in my back, and by using a front squat I have no choice but to have perfect form, otherwise I will get fucked by the weight. So that'll be interesting. You'll see that probably in a YouTube video coming soon. So number 1 is make sure you actually have a concise training program. You're tracking what you're actually doing and you have a projective outcome of what you're actually looking to achieve from each set. So one of the big things that I have is obviously everything written down. That camera's in focus.
So I know exactly what sets and reps I should be doing, what the goal of each session is, so I can maximise my progress to get swole. Number 2, nutrition. So what do I mean in terms of nutrition? It's not just it's not eat as much like buffet. You don't just eat as many calories as you can. Obviously I'm eating a lot of food and I just had a monstrous post-workout meal because I was really far behind on my calories today. However, this has been a slow progress up. So today I'm trying to get 700 grams of carbs in. When I finished my cutting phase in December, I was down to like 210, 220 grams of carbs. So this has been a slow incremental progress of bumping things up as we go. So slow and steady wins the race. You can't run before you can walk. So that'd be point number 2. Make sure your nutrition's on track and you have a clear strategic plan. Number 3. So this is probably the most important one and the biggest mistake I see most people make when they're trying to add muscle mass and get bigger, is they go chasing the scales and go chasing the weight. I've been there, I've done that. I weigh 98 kilos now. 4 or 5 years ago I was 108 kilos because I thought I'd go on a bulk, a dirty bulk. And I lived off Domino's, Ben & Jerry's, all this good shit. I say good shit, it's not good shit, it's terrible. And destroys your digestion, and it means you won't actually be able to correctly build muscle mass because your digestion's in a complete mess. Won't be able to absorb any nutrients, which will compromise your immune system, which will further compromise your muscle building, and it becomes a vicious cycle. And you don't gain any muscle mass. The weight you do gain is probably going to be body fat. So number 3, don't chase the scales. Slow and steady wins the race. And I would also say, with that little caveat, I'd also suggest that you make sure that you're bulking from a lean position. If you do not have abs at the start of this process, you do not deserve to be in the realm of looking to try and bulk up, because you do not have the body composition that will allow you to push your body weight up. Otherwise you'll just get fat and your hormonal profile will be off the charts, because the more body fat you have, the higher your estrogen levels will be, which means your body will not be in a favourable position to add more muscle versus fat, which is not what we want. So these are some tips from CJ here. Listen to them and they'll help you get awesome progress. And I could get all my macros and calories in for one meal today, but we're going to split them into 2. So I'm toying with a protein pancake next, and then maybe some steak or something. On my macros so far, that's how you break your elbow. On my macros so far, I am a little bit behind on fats quite heavily. So I'm going to have to add some fats in to balance this out. So I'm trying to get around 47 grams of fats. I'll share my macros at the end of this video in calories of what we're looking to try and hit on a daily basis. I follow a pretty stringent diet most of the time, but I do follow if it fits your macros, with a healthy approach to the right things I want to eat on the day. So there we go. We'll catch up with you in the next meal shortly. Okay, so we're back in the house. The mouse in the house. I can't be bothered to make protein pancakes, and I saw some very nice steak that I had from my lunchbox. I'm going to have that instead. So for the last meal of the day, we're going to have 180 grams of steak and then 350 grams of white potato. So some of this potato we cooked yesterday, and some of it is from a stash which I got from my lunchbox. So to give you an example of some of the stuff that we get from them. So this is an example of how things turn up. I tend to get the bulk packs. So a bulk pack sweet potato mash. Ooh. So that's essentially what we've got from the white potato here, and then some white potato which I cooked yesterday. Oh, actually I didn't cook yesterday, Charlotte cooked yesterday. So this is the last meal for the day. 325 grams of white potato, 180 grams of steak. So that's a wrap for today's full day of eating 700 grams carbs. So I'm sure this was insightful, helpful. So if you need any help with your own fitness journey, hit the link below this video and you can book in a free strategy call with myself and the CJ coaching team. And very much look forward to seeing you in the next video. Make sure you smash the like button, drop us a comment with any questions below in regards to the food eaten today. I'll put my full macros, my current diet in there so you can see, and make sure you smash the subscribe button.